Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of DiscoveryOfWine.com. I am your host, Alex Savoie, and today we have an interesting topic, at least for me. I'm going to tell you a little bit of my background with wine, and I'd like to know yours in the comments below. So basically I started getting serious about wine about 10 years ago. In 2000 I went to Spain and I visited a few wineries. The main one being the Muga winery in the Rioja region, and that's where I started really liking wine and drinking it on a regular basis. So I did that for a few years, and then about 2004-2005 I started getting an intolerance to red wine. So basically almost every time I'd have more than a glass of red wine, my eyes would get watery. I'd start having basically a small allergic reaction to it. Nothing serious, but obviously because it was happening every time, got me to stop drinking red wine, which was a big downfall for me because I didn't really like white wine back then. Anyways, fast forward a few years, I started getting back into wine seriously last year. Since my allergies have been under control, I haven't had a bad experience with red wine since. And so basically that's it. So I've been doing some reading on the subject because I thought I was done with red wine forever, and the information on red wine and allergies is very scarce, and it's very difficult to put everything together. But I saw something in Wine Spectator recently, and nobody can put their finger on it. There's a big study going on right now because basically there's about 10% of the population that have some type of issue with wine, non-alcohol related, and apparently it's only about 1% of the population that has a real problem with sulfites, which most people think is the reason why they have an issue with wine. So about 1% of the population has problems with sulfite, and 10% of the population has trouble with wine in general. So not all of it is because of sulfites. The other reading I did was regarding headaches linked to wine, and apparently when wine is aged in oak barrels, that can have an effect on headaches for some people. Anyways, so today what we're going to do is we're going to drink a white wine from Argentina. It's the Torrontes Alamos. So Argentina uses two different grapes to make wine. Mostly it's Malbec for red wine and Torrontes for white wine. So Torrontes is usually very floral, very fruity and crisp. So it's a nice wine to have with pretty much everything. And it could be nice to have all by itself as well, because it is very fruity and it's very friendly and easily approachable. In the vineyards in Argentina are usually planted at a high altitude, so we're talking anywhere between 1,000 to 1,700 meters high, and so it makes for interesting wines. It makes for a different landscape than what most wine regions in the world are. So without further ado, let's give this a try. So the color is not quite as dark as Chardonnay. But it does have a slightly golden color. It's not as light colored as Sauvignon Blanc, for example. Wow, this is very nice. The nose is very nice. It might be a little bit cool right now, so I might not be picking up everything on the nose, but there's clearly some exotic fruit that are coming through. Maybe peaches. I'm thinking about mango. A very nice fruit on the nose, as well as flowers. And I know this is quite typical for Torrontes to have that floral / fruit mixture on the nose, and it smells like it's going to be a little bit dry and very mineral. What I mean by mineral is that the wine is crisp. It's very refreshing. So let's see if it delivers on what I just said. Not quite as fruity as I expected. Very floral though, very floral in the mouth, and crisp. Not not as dry as most Sauvignon Blancs, but I'm picking up right now some sour grapefruit. So like maybe the white kind of grapefruit. So that's a long finish. It's a very impressive wine. It's not quite as, I've had this before, and I thought I was expecting something a little bit sweeter, a little bit fruitier, but this, nonetheless, this is very nice, and nice and alternative to maybe Pinot Grigio or things of that nature that you might be used to, and definitely something to seek out. This bottle goes for $15 at the SAQ. It's widely available. There's a few other winemakers that make Torrontes and that we have at the SAQ, but this one is definitely a go for $15. Highly worth it. So thank you very much for being with me today, and please below leave me comments to let me know what you like or don't like about the show, your history with wine, because I talked about mine today, and have you ever had any issues with allergies or uncomforts that you might have experienced with wine. So thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.